is Friday, November 12th in the NBA, and my best bets are coming your way. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Karl on our shot. I got my favorite player props and spread picks coming your way this Friday evening in the NBA. And since it's Friday, we're trying to make some money before the weekend. We have a special edition. We have a parlay coming later on in the video in the Call in my shot portion. Now, yesterday, let's do a recap. We went 3-3. Could have been better, could have been worse, losing less than a unit. Our winners, Fred VanVleet over in rebounds and assists. Cashed that in the third quarter. Clippers minus 2.5. They ended up winning by 3 points. And we added Sabonis under 5.5 assists on Twitter. So make sure you're following us not only on Twitter at Call on a Shot. We're almost at 5,000 followers, but also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever you guys want. Now, our losers. Rudy Gobert, double-double and a win. That was my best bet of the day. Rudy Gobert gets a double-double. He played pretty well, but the Jazz lose outright. Of course, they're 11-point favorites, and they lose outright. What can you do? I wish it was Rudy Gobert double-double and an ejection. That would have been free money because he got ejected at the end of the game. Nicholas Batum over 15.5 points plus rebounds. I think he had 12 combined. He only shot 4 times. I can't blame the man. I mean, he didn't get any shot attempts. Everyone else chucking up the ball, including Eric Bledsoe, shot 16 times, scored 21 points. Now, I even told people that commented, don't bet his under tonight. But if you did, I'm sorry. Andre Drummond, we also added him over 15.5 rebounds. He didn't play really the whole fourth quarter. So what can you do about that? Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're almost at 13,000 subscribers. Also, smash that like button down below. It's Friday, good vibes only. We're going to get after it. Now, NFL Week 10 Best Bets video will be live. It's already live, so make sure you check it out. I'll link it down below at the end of the video. And like I said, also follow us on Twitter at Call on our Shot and other places in case we add some plays as the day goes on. Let's hop into my best bet of the day. Deontay Murray. We're taking his over 6.5 assists, minus 140 on DraftKings. Why this number is 6.5 still? I'm not really sure, but it's 6.5 on DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM, pretty much every book, and pretty much the same exact value. Minus 140 DraftKings, the best value I could find. But Murray having a great start to his season. He's the point guard for the San Antonio Spurs, and he's been doing pretty well. He's averaging 8.2 assists per game on 15 potential assists. Now, in 11 games so far this season, he's had 7+ assists in 9 of them. And that includes 2 matchups. First, the team they're playing today, the Dallas Mavericks. And the Mavericks, in those 2 matchups, he had 8 assists in each of them. And he's averaging 18.5 assist chances in both of those 2 games. Now, I don't mind Murray's PRA line. I believe it's 32.5. If I were to guess, I think he can get that as well. I think he's hit that in both games against this Mavericks team as well, but I'll just isolate to the assists. Now, the Mavericks currently kind of middle of the pack. If you look at their assists given up to opposing point guards, that number's a little bit deflated since they played the Nuggets, who don't really have a point guard. Nikola Jokic is that, but those stats won't count towards the point guard portion when they kind of compile them. And against the Rockets, too, who don't necessarily have a big point guard either. Now, sharper books have this line at minus 191. We're getting it at minus 140. I'd take it and run away with it. If the line goes to 7.5, personally, probably wouldn't play it. So that's just a tip for you guys. Now, we will get into a spread pick for today, taking the Cavs, minus 5. Now, they're taking on the Pistons. The Pistons coming off a big win last game against the Rockets, and unfortunately for Pistons fans, the Rockets really aren't one of the best teams in the NBA. Now, granted, Cade Cunningham looked good, and they beat Jalen Green, who was he was a menace to society in that game. But today, they're taking on a Cavs team that's played pretty well. They're 7-5 on the season, and they've played well in every single game. They've been competitive, and today, they play even against elite teams. And today, they're playing against the Pistons, who I don't necessarily consider an elite team. Now, I'm not Pistons shaming any Pistons fans out there. Right? You guys got a nice, young, and up-and-coming core. You guys currently rank 30th in the NBA, absolutely dead last in field goal percentage, dead last in three-point percentage, and you just lost Kelly Olynyk, who I'd argue is your best bench player. He's averaging 23 minutes per game, 12.5 points off the bench. Don't know who's going to get those minutes, but Cleveland currently 3-1 against the spread at home this season. Pistons just 2-3 against the spread on the road. We look at the Pistons trend. They started off the season, they lost 4 straight, then they won a game. They lost 4 straight, then they won a game. Now would be your next 4 games that you got to lose. Sorry, don't make the rules. If you guys respect trends, you would lose today and lose in a big way. So I'm going to ride with the Cavs. They're at home, and I think they can cover this 5 points against this Pistons team. Now, normally, I would have another spread pick here on over-under, but I have my two more spread picks. They're going to be in the Call in my shot portion. They're in the parlay, so stay tuned for that. We're going to move on to a player prop. We're going to move into the Lakers-Timberwolves game. And first, I got to say happy birthday to Russell Westbrook. And while I won't be touching his props, I will be touching a Laker in a second. Pause. We're going to talk about Anthony Edwards, over 23.5 points, minus 110 on FanDuel. Now, Edwards coming off the best game of his career, at least the highest scoring one, 48 points against the Golden State Warriors, and he's averaging 25.9 points per game this season, and he's truly blossoming into an NBA superstar. Now, the reason I love Edwards is not because of his good looks or his scoring prowess. It's actually because of his shot attempts. This man's averaging 22.3 shot attempts a game, 9.9 3-pointers per game. Well, attempting 9.9. He's not making 9.9, but also he's chipping in another 4 to 5 free throws on top of that. So just from a basketball fan perspective, if you play basketball, you're getting a guy that's going to not only attempt almost 22 shots a game, almost 10 threes, and a guy that's going to attempt a couple free throws, and his line's at 23.5. Yeah, I'd take it any day of the week. Now, Edwards played in 10 games so far this season. The fewest shot attempts he's had in a game, 19. So it's very consistent. He's had 21 or more in all the other 10 games that he's played. Now, he scored over this line in 7 of 10 games so far this season. Matchup against the Lakers, pretty good. I don't mind them. They aren't very good against opposing guards and small forwards. Last note, in his 2 last meetings against the Lakers last season, he scored 29 and 28 points. I'll ride with the Ant-Man in this one. Moving on to another Anthony. Maybe this should be the Anthony parlay. Anthony Davis, over 25.5 points on the other side of the coin in this Lakers-Timberwolves game. Maybe a little bit of same-game parlay action. Now, Anthony Davis taking his over 25.5 points, minus 116 on FanDuel. Now, despite it being Russell Westbrook's birthday, and I already said happy birthday, so I cleared that out the way, I'm going to ride with Anthony Davis because he's going to be featured tonight as much as he ever has been. Now, Davis, he's averaging 23.9 points per game. If you just were to look at it on ESPN or wherever StatMuse or wherever you go to look at stats, you'd see just 23.9. But that includes a game that he played 7 minutes, scored only 2 points. So that number's deflated. You get rid of that game, he's averaging 25.9 points per game. And he's played in 5 games this season without LeBron James. LeBron James will be out tonight. Now, in those 5 games, he scored 24, 32, 29, 30, and 35 points, going over in 4 of 5. The only game he missed was that last game against Bam Adebayo in the Miami Heat when he ends up with 24 points. Now, and Bam Adebayo, arguably one of the best defensive centers in the NBA. And similar to Anthony Edwards, this man's attempting a lot of shots. He's attempted 20-plus shots in all 5 of those games without LeBron James. And now today, he gets to face against one of the best, who I would argue is not one of the best defensive centers in the NBA, and Karl Anthony Townsend. Now, both these guys went to Kentucky. I don't know why Anthony Davis has beef with him. But either way, it's the Brown versus the Cat, and I'm going to take the Brown tonight. Now, Anthony Davis, he wakes up and chooses violence when they're taking on the Timberwolves because in his 13 career games versus the Timberwolves, he's averaging 31.8 points per game. And that includes a 50-piece, a 50-burger last time these two teams played. Well, last time he played against Karl Anthony Towns back in December 2019. In 13 career matchups, he's gone over in 10 of them. One of them, he only played 18 minutes. I don't expect him to score 26 points if he's playing 18 minutes. Number 2, he only shot 12 times in one of the games. Number 3, one of the games he ended with 24 points on 18 shot attempts. Now we know the shot attempts will be there. It's going to be the focal point of this Lakers offense. Only thing that can see us screwing us is a Russell Westbrook birthday game when he's just firing up 40 shots a night. I don't anticipate that. I think he'll be going for a triple-double per usual. So we'll take Anthony Davis over 25.5 points. Moving on to another player prop, then we got calling my shot. Julius Randle over 9.5 rebounds, plus 105 on DraftKings. This shouldn't be plus value in my opinion, and we'll talk about it. Not only Julius Randle, but the entire Knicks starting lineup, including R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Evan Fournier, Kemba Walker, they were all benched in their last game. All the fourth quarter. Tom Thibodeau said, nope, you guys aren't coming back in the game. They lost to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, I can understand his frustration, and in the press conference, I will quote him. This is what he said. You know what they say, when it's 10 games, you say, oh, no, we need 20. And when you say 20, no, it's 30. When you say 30, no, it's 40. And then all you know it, and before you know it, the season is over. And so that's a bunch of bull. Now, I bleeped him out for that, for monetization purposes, but the Knicks starting lineup, and I can't blame him. They've been outscored by 14.4 points per 100 possession, and they have the worst defensive rating in the NBA by 7 points. That's terrible. They've been looking bad, and I don't blame Tom Thibodeau for being angry. And I think we're going to play into that hand today. We're going to ride with Julius Randle. I think he comes out aggressive, and he's going to be attacking the boards early. Now, prior to last game, he's had 10-plus rebounds in 7 of 10 games so far this season. And on the road, he's been even better. 12, 12, 14, 6, 16, and 10 rebounds in 6 road games. Voice crack. In 6 road games. So he's hit it in 5 of 6. We love to see that. Now they're on the road against the Hornets today, and the Hornets are allowing the 4th most rebounds per game to opposing teams. I love it. Now I would consider taking Randall's over in PRAs. The only problem is this is a Kemba Walker return to Charlotte game. Nope, there's fewer things in the world that I would like to watch more than watching my bet crumble to seeing Kemba Walker firing up 1 trillion shots. Now, maybe he can do that, go brick, 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 and maybe we get some Julius Randle offensive rebounds. But either way, I'm not going to take his PRA line. I love Julius Randle, 10 rebounds, and I'm over 9.5 rebounds. Now Randle set this in 2 straight games versus the Hornets last season, and that was a better rebounding team than they are today. Randle's averaging 17.2 rebound chances per game, the 15th most in the NBA. So I'll ride with him tonight. Now, calling my shot portion, there are a couple other player props I considered, so make sure you follow us on social media, especially at Twitter. We're almost at 5,000 followers over there, so make sure you go check it out. Maybe we'll add some plays. I'll obviously post them in the Discord, which is linked in the description, as well as in the YouTube pinned comments if I do add one. Now, it is Friday, so you never know. Now, we're going to test our luck. Do you see the screen? Rockets +7, Nuggets -4.5, +264. Put a half unit on it. Now, if you know why we're taking these two teams, you'll know why, because of the two teams they're playing against. The Rockets are at home taking on the Blazers. The Nuggets are at home taking on the Atlanta Hawks. If there's anything you've learned from the video so far this season, 1, we fade the road Blazers. 2, we fade the road Hawks. And boom, that's what we got today. The Blazers 0-6 against the spread on the road this season. They're obviously on the road against the Rockets. And the Hawks 0-8 against the spread on the road this season, on the road against the Nuggets. Yeah, both these two teams, I'm just going to fade them again on the road and just hope they cash this parlay for us. We've been fading them left and right, and they've been cashing for us. Now, of course, they're eventually going to cover on the road, right? They can't go 0-41 or however many road games they get. I don't think that's possible, but we're going to take our chances. It's calling my shot for a reason. Maybe Nikola Jokic comes out off his suspension and just goes absolutely crazy. But I would consider his PRA line, but take a look at his game log against Atlanta Hawks. It hasn't been as good as you would think. Now, I don't necessarily love trusting the Rockets, but I think they should be getting more points than just 7 against the Blazers. But maybe the books are finally catching up and realizing the Blazers just don't play like the Blazers on the road. I don't know what it is, what they got going, but that'll wrap it up for this video. Like I said, NFL Week 10 Best Bets video is live on the channel, so make sure you go check out that. It'll be linked down below. We have and side notice, I believe on Sunday we will not have an NBA Best Bets video. Not really sure. I will decide tomorrow, but just letting you guys know. Saturday will be perfectly fine, full slate, but Sunday we might not have one, but we'll still have plenty of NFL content coming your way. So make sure you check it out. Like I said, follow us on social media down below. We might add some extra plays like we normally do as the day goes on, and I'll be tweeting out things as the day progresses. So have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Let's make some money today. Let's go into the weekend strong. This has been Austin. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Last note, check out Logan's college football best bets video. We'll be live on the channel soon. Peace.